Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I am George. We're all George. So today, I want to talk about Bitcoin and Bitcoin's next move. We just came down. We had a small correction, a small dip. But what's next? That's what I want to talk about. Also, a few altcoins are leading the way. Avalanche continues to go up, form a new high. Crypto.com formed a new high. Kadena is going back up. What is going on with these altcoins and several others? Let's discuss as well. So, as always, smash the like, subscribe to the channel. 2 streams almost every day, 11:30 and 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Make sure you hit that notification bell and follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and check out all the news, article, and guides at CryptosRUs.com. Welcome. Today, not nearly as dark or as sad as last night, even though last night was not that bad. But you can see Bitcoin, it's holding. It's holding at this 59.6 mark. We dipped below a couple times, but it's looking like Bitcoin is holding, and that is acting as a pretty good support at this point. 60,300, and that isn't too bad. I've said that for the last day or so, 2 days. When in doubt, zoom out and you realize, okay, even though we came down, we're pretty much going sideways. And I kind of explained what happened, but I'm going to explain it again in case you guys didn't tune in last night. Well, I think what's happening is this is the final dip, the final leg down before we get that tremendous run up within the last few months, right? We had this in 2017. We had this, and it was much, much worse in 2017. And I believe that is what's happening. This is a precursor. This is a final shakeout. And this evidence is pretty damning. Look at this. Despite the fact that Bitcoin and Ethereum went down and the market went down, at least most of the market went down, you still have a massive amount of Bitcoin outflowing from the exchanges. It doesn't make any sense. If there were truly a lot of people panic selling right now, the net flow would not show this. The net flow would show a huge deposit like this because people would be panic selling, right? So they want to deposit. But that's not the case. Bitcoin reserve dropped by almost 8,700 Bitcoin last night, and Ethereum is astronomical. This is the largest outflow of Ethereum ever seen, ever recorded, with close to 2 million ETH taken out. Why do you think this happened? Well, someone is buying. Someone is buying and removing this from the equation, from the exchanges. It could be a huge, enormous whale. It could be a public trade company. It could be institutions, right? But what's going on right now is temporary. Or whoever this is wouldn't be buying so much, right? So this is a real telling story that there is a large amount of crypto being bought and removed from the exchanges, yet the price went down, right? So I do believe there is some manipulation going on. There was a lot of liquidations, long liquidations. That seems to be a common theme because there's too many people that are too greedy. So leverage traders got wrecked. But we are still on our way up. We're still in this bull market, and I think many good things and days is ahead of us, right? So I think that's exactly what happened. So next move, and a lot of people are already, figuring out what the next move is, and I think that we will see a recovery, and we will see a new high in the near future. And it's not just me. A lot of people have been coming out and saying the same thing. Look, this article from the street, there's an analyst that say, yeah, Bitcoin is not naturally going down, right? Yeah, because it's not natural. It's liquidations and whale manipulation, right? You look at someone like Raoul Paul. He said the same thing. I kind of showed this yesterday. 2017, we saw Ethereum dip down, and then right afterwards, we have a 300% rally. That's exactly what happened to Ethereum and Bitcoin, and you could see where we are right now. Are we going to see something similar? Quite possibly. We could see it as soon as today. At least that's what Raul Paul said yesterday. But it could be this week. It could be next week, right? That is still in play. And you look at tech dev and you look at his correlation in 2017 versus 2021 with certain RSI levels in certain periods where we had a dip is looking very, very similar, right? Almost identically. So this also tells you maybe there is some manipulation going on, but what happens afterwards is a tremendous 300% upwards movement. Also, Pintoshi wants to remind us that, yeah, even during very, 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 very bullish runs, there's a lot of corrections. When you zoom out, you don't notice it. When you zoom in, you'll see it, right? And take a look at this rise in 2017 when we had a 37% dip, a 41% dip, a 32% dip, a 30%, 18%, and a final 32%. There was a lot of dips, but if you zoom out and you look at it, you just think, oh, it's just a straight up to the moon. No, there was many periods where there was a lot of profit taking or whale manipulation or leverage liquidations, right? But what ended up happening is up, right? A lot of shakeouts. So I do believe that's what we're seeing right now. So I know most of you guys are not panicking. So that's good. You know, I could sense it. Even though yesterday we went below 60,000, most of you guys held strong, and that's the right thing to do. I mean, let's not forget to put things into perspective. We are still at $60,000. Okay, we didn't drop back down to $30,000. We didn't drop back down to $10,000 that some people predicted last time. Okay, we're still holding at 60,000, and if you're a TA guy, you look at a lot of the technicals too. We are oversold at this point, and everything is just, I don't know, it's just aligning up right now. It's aligning up. All right, so that's Bitcoin. I do believe that Bitcoin will recover in the near future. What we're saying is temporary. There is nothing that's going to stop Bitcoin right now. The train has left the station. It's not going to stop ever. It's going to keep on going. So make sure you don't get fudded out. You don't get feared out by others that may be trying to take your life-changing wealth away from you. Okay? Why do you think the whales manipulate the market? Because they want you to sell. And who are you selling to? Well, to someone else that's taking your life-changing wealth, and you don't want to transfer that away. All right. Now, besides Bitcoin, if you look down the list here, we're above 2.7 trillion, so a little bit higher than last night, so that's good. A lot of the altcoins, even though they're in red, they started coming up again. They started recovering. However, there are some standouts, okay? It's pretty obvious. You have Avalanche that formed a brand new high at 107, went up 13%. I've been telling you guys a lot about Avalanche, and I have some news to share. Crypto.com went up 30% and formed a new high at 55 cents, right? Big news to share with them. Big movers for today. Matic is up a little bit. A few are up a little bit. And then you go down the list. Also, Kadena is up a 16, 17%. Not near their high yet, but it's a good reversal. And then you have like a Sand, which is at 6%, a metaverse play, right? And you have a few others like Wax P, also a metaverse play. I have something to share with that. So you do have some standouts today. So I want to cover what happened with them and why they're exploding upwards. First of all, let's talk about Crypto.com. Their big announcement that came out last night, and that is they won the rights to the Staples Center. Well, it's no longer going to be called Staples Center. I mean, those of you guys that are basketball fans, you know the Lakers play at the Staples Center. The Clippers play at the Staples Center, but they will be moved soon. They will have their new arena soon. I don't know if it's next year or whatever. But, you know, all Laker fans know of the Staples Center. But soon, it's going to be called the Crypto.com Arena. Crypto.com won a 20-year deal. 20-year deal worth $700 million. This is the biggest naming rights deal in history. Think about it. Staples Center is one of the most widely known arenas out there, right? And Staples, we know right now, is not doing too good. But you figure they probably tried really hard to maintain their name. So Crypto.com had to just like throw so much money at this, and they won, right? You got Crypto.com Arena, you have FTX Arena, which is for Miami Heat. Crypto companies are taking over. I would not be surprised we see a Coinbase Arena soon, or a Field or something, right? And maybe Gemini gets in. Crypto is just taking over. These exchanges are beyond wealthy right now, so they're buying naming rights everywhere, brand deals, licensing deals. And I told you guys about Crypto.com, how they've been making a big splash everywhere with the commercials, with people they're onboarding, right, with their billboards and everything. And it is working. And this name, Crypto.com, can't be any better than it is. I mean, just think about it. Besides Bitcoin.com, Crypto.com, right? It's best. It's better than Cryptocurrency.com. It's too long. Crypto.com, man, I still remember making fun of Monaco for buying Crypto.com years ago for $2 million. Because back then it was crypto winter and Monaco was not doing well at all. I'm like, man, that's a stupid purchase. Now this is the most brilliant purchase. Crypto.com itself, if they were to just sell the name, I bet it'll fetch like $10 million. Easy, probably more, probably like 20 or 30 million just from this domain name itself. So this is why they've gone up. But besides just all the marketing, Crypto.com has a lot of things going for it. They have a big NFT marketplace. They've drawn in a lot of celebrities and brands to come aboard. So that's pretty good. They still... they're one of the leading exchanges now. They're worldwide. They're Singapore-based, but they have a big presence in the U.S. And, they have their prepaid cards, too. I don't hear a lot of people talk about it, but yeah. But they're also coming out with their Layer 2, their own chain, and there's a lot of stuff that they're working on right now. So there's a lot of things going for Crypto.com, and I do anticipate they're going to continue going upwards, especially with deals like this. All right, now, what else is there? Avalanche. Avalanche continues to go up and continues to form new highs, seeming like every single week, and it's really tough, especially right now, when most things are in the red. They continue to go up, and they remind me of Solana now. They're going up in the same way. Solana recently has taken a breather, but Avalanche is going up and up and up, and pretty soon they're going to be in the top 10, probably right behind Polkadot. I think that's going to be the next logical step, and that's probably 2x from here, right? So that'll put Avalanche over 200. But why did they go up? Well, I have a brand new article on CryptosRUs.com talking about new users and a lot of things driving Avalanche. But specifically today, there's a couple things. Number one, Binance.us announced they're going to launch Avalanche tomorrow. Binance.us is still a huge exchange in the US, so that is going to be a huge thing. And also, it looks like Deloitte have formed a partnership with Avalanche to build a more efficient disaster relief platform using Avalanche blockchain. Deloitte is a huge, top 4 accounting firm in the world, right? But they do a lot of consulting work. They do a lot of things besides just accounting. But they have partnered up with Avalanche. They're going to utilize Avalanche and build new platforms, right? So this is also very, very positive. Avalanche these days just seems to have nonstop news, like every single day. Just yesterday, they released like a new NFT platform. And, it's like every single day, there's one after another. This is why they are going up. And also recently, if you look at total value locked, they have surpassed Terra and they're right under Solana. Okay, so the number of coins locked in their DeFi is going up. And pretty soon they could even flip Solana and become number 3. So if you look at it this way, if you look at TVL versus market cap, so Avalanche is actually a lot cheaper, right? So it makes them a better bargain at this point. So this is the reason why Avalanche is going up. So moving on, there's other news. There's another article here on CryptosRUs.com about Harmony, their upcoming bridge. Even though Harmony is not going up today, this Ethereum bridge is a big thing. So now ERC20 tokens can come aboard, and Harmony can go into Ethereum's DeFi ecosystem too. So this is a pretty big thing. We have a lot of chains that's building bridges, right, for the sole purpose of bringing ERC20 tokens over and vice versa. And we have seen pretty good results from it. So Harmony's Ethereum bridge is coming, and this could be a big thing for them going forward. Now, what else is there? Sandbox. Sandbox have been pumping recently. It's a metaverse play, and that's because they are releasing their alpha. So you can finally actually play within their metaverse, right? So it's been a long time coming, but Sandbox had a huge investment recently from, I forgot what company, some huge VC company. And of course, metaverses are very, very popular right now. So it makes sense, right? They're going up. Also, I mentioned about Wax, WaxP, right? Wax continues to kill it. Recently, they've caught fire. Finally, people paid attention. Well, if you look at overall NFT sales, Ethereum is leading. You have Ronin, which is for Axie Infinity, right? Then you have Wax. There's more NFT sales right now on top of Wax than Solana or Flow or anyone else, right? So I think people started catching on like, okay, they're undervalued. So Wax has been going up a lot. They've been making a lot of new partnerships with toy companies and just getting a lot of play-to-earn games to come aboard. So they've been around since 2017. I remember Mike Novogratz backed them. I don't know if he exited that position because Wax was really, really under in 2018, 19, and 20. But they are definitely coming up and climbing the ranks. So pay attention as play-to-earn games get hotter, as NFTs get hotter, and as congestion gets worse on Ethereum, right? People will be switching, looking for alternatives, and they could be coming to Wax. So watch out for that. A couple other things. KuCoin. You guys know I'm a big fan of KuCoin. If you want it, it's one of the only exchanges you could buy Kadena on. But they are launching a 100 million fund devoted to metaverse projects. I just got done saying metaverse is hot, right? KuCoin does have their own chain, but right now it's all DeFi plays. But they want to entice dApp makers to bring their games over, right? And that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. And KuCoin, if you look at their KCS token, has been just, they're stepping up and up and up and up. And that's because they're becoming one of the premier exchanges, global exchange worldwide. I really do like KuCoin. All right. Now, as for Kadena, why did Kadena go up? I was looking and searching. There's no news that released. So my theory is, number one, it was just oversold. I mean, recently it did go up to 27 and came down to as low as 18 yesterday, right? Seems like they have found their footing and they are going back up. It just seems like they were temporarily oversold. Other than that, the only other thing I found was there's a new article on Being Crypto, where it's just like a broad overview of Kadena. That's about it. I can't find anything else. But overall, I still like them. I really like them. I think they're early, and they've been making some huge moves, and there's a lot of things coming. So if they keep pushing the envelope, keep coming out with NFT stuff, their DeFi that they're working on, and just keep pushing forward, they could have an Avalanche moment or a Solana movement, and they're on their way. All right, I guess that's pretty much it. Overall, that's pretty much it. We're all waiting for Bitcoin to make its recovery, and it is looking better today than yesterday. But I do think, honestly, right now we're just like in that final shakeout period where the whales just drive people out, causing doubt, causing fear and uncertainty, and then they go pounce. And it seems like they already have, but they might even pounce even more. You know what? Since, I'm up to 553,000 subscribers now, a lot of you guys know that I am having a 600,000 subscriber giveaway. It's on CryptosRUs.com. There's 2 giveaways right now. The 600K subscriber giveaway, that is coming soon. And those of you guys that have been playing, you've been keeping track of the secret key. And I gave out 2 digits already out of the 4. So those of you guys that are playing, we'll give out a third one. The third digit is the number 1, okay? The number 1, And for any of you guys that want to play, right, all you have to do is rewatch my videos, get the 4 digits, and also make sure you subscribe and check out my social media, right? That's it. And then you can win up to $1,000 worth of BTC. 5 random winners will win. That's all you have to do. You don't have to send me any ETH. No, I'm not asking you to send me ETH. It's just my way to give back to you guys. And also, I do have a year-end giveaway too, where 5 winners will win 1 ETH each. And that is huge. And all you have to do is sign up to my social media, and that's pretty much it. And you get entered. So make sure you guys check those out. They are on CryptosRUs.com. Excuse me. All right. Let me make sure I didn't miss any super chats. Lisa, appreciate it. Always do. People mentioning about Gala. Gala, it's pumping. It is definitely pumping. What do you think about Opulus? Mark, I mean, I looked into them. They were pumping. I forgot why they were pumping. I think they got added to some exchange or something. I was looking at them, but they're built on Algorand. They're like I think a DeFi play on Algorand. I thought they were for Cardano, but they're actually for Algorand. Yeah, DeFi play for musicians. So I saw this. But it's still a work in progress, and really, it depends on if they can get musicians to come aboard, to monetize themselves, and basically sell NFTs for their tracks and stuff like that, right? To kind of get them away from relying on the producers. So I saw it. It sounds interesting. More Aave, profits into Avalanche, long-term. Nathaniel, you'll have to figure that out. But I do like Avalanche. Why is Joe the best DEX on Avalanche right now? I can't answer that. It's probably because it's the most widely used. There was another one, Penguin. But I don't hear much people talk about it. I only hear them talk about Joe, Trader Joe. It's just the easy name to remember, I guess. All right, now before I get into Q&A, there is a new sponsor for today, and they're in the Metaverse play, and I think they're doing a good thing. The Winkyverse, not Winklevossverse, no, Winkyverse, the first global education games metaverse. So, what is the Winkyverse and what is Winky? Well, it seems like I was not familiar, but there was a educational bot that was created called MainBot. It was born at the most prestigious engineering school in France, and I'm not even sure if I could pronounce this right. École Polytechnique. Okay, so this was created to basically enhance kids' education. It's a robot that helps kids learn about programming and robotics and AI. And it's already used by thousands of families across Europe, right? So they want to go beyond that. They want to launch the Winkyverse, which will be a metaverse, a gaming metaverse, to teach kids about robotics, artificial intelligence, programming, gaming, augmented reality, and the blockchain, right? So they're basically utilizing games, right? Metaverse, virtual world, to make education more fun for kids, right? We know kids, every kid is on their iPad or phone right now. I don't think kids really like to read anymore. At least mine don't. They're always on the computer, right? So what better way to get them educated by letting them play games, right? And I looked at it. They are backed by some big people. École Polytech is one of the advisors. Also, Ultra, which is an NFT platform, they're also a advisor. And you have many people on the team right now that is really pushing this forward. And also, I saw one of their preview videos, and this is what it looks like. It seems like they already have some stuff done. For example, this is what a play-to-earn game looks like. This is what augmented reality looks like with Winky, right? And you have several others. That's the main bot, I'm assuming, that you could use to play games with, interactive games. I mean, there's just a lot of things that they're building on right now. So overall, I think this is a good way to get kids to get involved with some of these important engineering things that are very boring traditionally, right? So that is what Winkyverse is. So if you're interested, check them out. Their URL is in the description of this video. All right, guys, now let's do some Q&A. Ken asks, did you see the LTO roadmap? You mean their NFT 2.0 roadmap? I did look at it. It seems like LTO is really, trying to push the envelope, right? They're really, really trying to convert themselves from B2B to B2C, and that's not a bad thing. But they are doing some interesting things. I don't even know if I could share it, but they're doing some interesting things with NFT 2.0. Again, I don't know. I know some stuff. I know some stuff that's coming, but I don't know if I can share it yet. But it does seem like they are working on some good stuff. I'll be covering them. I'll be covering them in the future. All right, let me make sure I didn't miss anything. If Scrappy Loco asks, if there's a blow off top, do you think it'll be the last one due to adoption, or do you think crypto winter will be shorter? I definitely think crypto winter will be shorter because of the adoption that happened in 2021. Okay, and it's not just retail. I'm not just talking about retail adoption. I'm mostly talking about institutional adoption. All the funds that hold billions and billions of Bitcoin now, companies like Tesla and MicroStrategy hold billions and billions of crypto. You have all the major Wall Street billionaires now. They'll all hold hundreds of millions to billions of Bitcoin, right? So these guys are not going to be panic dumping. They're not like retail investors. They're not going to have cold, weak hands. They all have diamond hands, right? Because of it, I think crypto winter, if there is another one, will be much shorter than previous winters. But how bad can it be, I guess? Well, it depends on how high Bitcoin goes up. If we just shoot up to 250,000, I think we can have a pretty substantial drop, 60-70% drop. But then I think we'll recover fast. Maybe not as fast as we like, but the previous cycle took 3 years. Crypto winter, maybe this time is 1 year, something like that. But if we don't have that huge blow off top to like 250,000, let's say we just go up to 100,000, 150,000, right? Then I think the correction will be smaller. And it could be something that we just stair step up. We have normal corrections and we keep going. Chris, I don't like Tron at all. I don't like them, so can't really talk about them. I went too much into ACH for my 25% small cap, which are number small cap choice. I don't know what you mean by that. If you're just asking for a good small cap, there's one that I invested in a very long time ago, and I think they're still doing pretty well. NFTB, they're trying to be the premier NFT marketplace on Binance Smart Chain. So 10 million market cap, relatively small. So in terms of Binance Smart Chain, in terms of NFT platforms, I think they're the leader. So that's a small cap play. I mean, there's several others. But they're, small cap, micro caps, you got to be careful with them. They can be volatile. They can also be explosive, but they can be volatile too. So I'll just throw that one out there. Alex, I'm not going to talk about that Inu coin. What do you think about 8Pay? Does it have a chance to hit $8? Probably not. Why would it hit $8? Yeah, I have no idea what project this is, Raw. What are your thoughts? Early entry on project that look good. The thing is, I just got done saying, right? When you get into like a micro cap, it's just like buying a lottery ticket. Even though they look awesome, you just don't know if they're going to catch the momentum or they're going to continue to build. And you just don't know. Sometimes it could be the greatest team, the greatest idea ever, and you just don't execute, right? So you're kind of taking a risk there. So that's why if you're going for ultra small micro cap, just put a little amount if you really believe it, because if they blow up, that little amount turns into a big amount. But you should not put in like a huge amount, because then you're risking too much. So what is this? The largest open world metaverse NFT marketplace. How are they defining open world? Be part of our ever-growing community. Create your own story of the metaverse. Yeah. Okay. But I think they're lying about largest. So I don't know. I mean, it looks pretty good. It looks decent, but again, I don't know anything about them, so I can't really tell you if it's good or not. $10-minute crypto, I have no idea. I can't tell you anything about that NFT. You put out last night 2 million ETH taking off exchanges. Reminds me New Year Eve ETH run. Does Avalanche look similar? I can't tell. CryptoQuant doesn't show how much. It only tracks basically Bitcoin and Ethereum. I can't tell, Kathleen, how much was taken off for Avalanche. Joven, yes, I already covered CRO. The reason why they're pumping is because of this. Many people did not expect this at all. This came out of left field. No one thought that Staples Centers or Staples go get kicked out of the Los Angeles arena, but it will be Crypto.com arena for 20 years. 20 years. This is why they're going up quite a lot. What about SHIB? Nothing going on right now. Basically, you know, SHIB and Doge, they're big caps. They're not going to go away anytime soon, but Doge is not being pumped up at all. Elon effect is gone for Doge, so I don't like Doge anymore at all. SHIB I like better, but right now what everyone is waiting for is Robinhood. Robinhood needs to list SHIB, and then it'll probably go pump up, but other than that, it's kind of like just stagnant, just holding on. I know they're still building out their Shiba swap and stuff like that, and NFTs. As long as they get enough users to keep going, right? Maybe populate those yield farms a little bit more, buy more NFTs, and just get more burning. You know, they were trying to do payments too. If you get all that going, then it can naturally start moving it up. But right now, it's the Robinhood. Everyone wants Robinhood to list them. Do you agree Plan B's prediction, 60K holds? I don't know of his prediction, but I think it's pretty obvious. You look at, you know, this 59, it's not exactly 60, but 59.7, and I drew this out from a long time ago, because if you zoom out, you realize that, yeah, this has been a pretty good support going all the way back for about a month. You know, Bitcoin tested this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 30, like 15 times, right? So no reason to think that it won't hold at this point. But I still think that it's a shakeout. RN, thank you. Message retracted. Okay, a lot of CRO guys in here today. Urus or Model X? They're very different cars, man. I was thinking about it. Urus is double the price of Model X. I guess it's just as practical, but, you know, it's just hard to imagine anyone taking Urus out in deep snow or going off-roading. Model X, you can't go off-road, but at least it's more like a normal car where you can just drive day to day, right? So I don't know. It just depends on what you're looking for. Walter says, I think Render has a lot of potential. I never liked Render. I never liked them. I think GPU sharing is just a stupid idea. However, they recently gone up because they partner up somewhat with Solana to kind of build out a metaverse. So that has drove them up recently, but I don't know. I just think sharing GPU over blockchain is just sharing GPU processing over the blockchain doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But you know what? Maybe their metaverse play will give them the push they need to keep going. Sultan, George, I know you have a jet. I do not have a jet. I'm not as rich as Grant Cardone yet. It would be insane to have a jet. But just think about it. Even if you buy a jet, you gotta pay for storage. You gotta pay a hangar. You gotta pay every time it needs to fly. You gotta pay for gas. You gotta pay for a pilot. There's just so much maintenance stuff, and I don't know why anyone needs a jet. I mean, unless you're a billionaire, you don't need to be a jet. You don't need to have a jet. Plan B was saying 98,000 by end of the year. No, he said 98,000 by end of November. 135 by the end of year. Just want to say hi. Hi, Ben. I appreciate that. Yeah, DJ, it's much cheaper to just rent one. You could, I think it's like $4,000 to fly an hour on a private jet, right? You'd rather pay that than $50 million to buy a jet. I think it's more cost effective that way, and you could deduct it anyways. Your thoughts on Red Fox Lab? I don't have any thoughts on them. I don't really have any thoughts on them. All right, guys, that is it. Overall, Bitcoin is doing better than the last night. I think it's a final shakeout, right? This is nothing that we haven't seen before. We were stuck here for a month now, right? So this is no time to be panicking. This is not anywhere. I mean, we're not at a level we haven't seen before, right? So this is time to stay strong. Take advantage if you can. There's a lot of coins on sale right now, right? So if anything, panic buy, not panic sell. DCA, get into some of these, your favorite altcoins, favorite projects, cheap, and just be patient and hodl, right? And today we have many altcoins that have formed new highs. They continue to do well, and I think others are going to catch up eventually. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. Smash a like, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys tonight, 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. All right, take care, guys. Bye-bye.